Hey everybody, welcome back to the Overwatch Project. It's August 2nd, 2025, and tonight's episode is all about distractions. Big distractions. They're like everywhere. It's like on overload lately. And most of them, will lead nowhere like they usually do. You have the Sydney Sweeney thing that's going down right now with the Blue Jean commercial, with the ridiculous complaints about that. It's just over the top ridiculous. Uh, you have you have the Obama treason thing, like he's ever going to get arrested. You have Three Eye Atlas and the UFO and aliens are coming thing, so you don't know what's true with that and what is just government tard propaganda or distraction. At this time, it's probably mostly all distraction. You have the T app hack that's being talked about. You have internet censorship and ID verification. That is not a distraction. I'm going to say that I feel differently about this. I've talked about these things in the past. I think the last big one was the TikTok ban. If you remember, they were going to ban TikTok. They passed the law to ban TikTok in America. TikTok went offline for like 24 hours and then it came back, and they love doing that. They love bringing you to the brink, getting you all worked up about something, and then pulling back, and then making it seem like you are successfully talked them out of doing whatever it is that they were going to do. Um, Government is a scam. Government is just organized crime under a different name. And we have all these things going on right now, but mostly, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Usually, we do not have this many floating around at the same time. Usually, they focus in on one thing generally, and they get everybody in an uproar over one thing, and then it kind of fades away into the ether. Some places live with the aftermath of that. For example, you may remember years ago there was a alleged case of one turtle having a straw up its nostril or something like that, and we just had to ban straws everywhere. Remember that? Remember? And I think in some places, like California, there's some places that it's still that way, or they had to give us those toxic paper straws. So if you know what I'm talking about, this is something that goes on all the time, constantly. It's constantly happening, and so I had this thumbnail generated for tonight's video, and I think the picture says it all. I'm going to probably post this picture by itself on my X account after I'm done with this video. But yeah, so if you go to my website, overwatchproject.com, you can find a lot of resources and information there. I have my official X account is OWP Actual, and that's Overwatch Project's official account. And I'm going to include a link to the latest things that I've been posting within the last 48 hours. You can do that on X now. You find out you can actually make a link and range it on an account between certain dates. It's pretty useful. So I'll put that link in the description section below. And the one thing that I don't think is that much, the Epstein thing, I think they're trying to toss out all this crap like Obama, the Sydney Sweeney thing suddenly came up. There's a new Dunkin' Donuts one out today that they're like rubbing it in. I don't mind these commercials. I think they're hilarious. I also think Sydney Sweeney is hot. So, I mean, putting her in a blue jean commercial reminds me of the 80s when, people didn't mind attractive women being attractive. And, oh, and there's the whole gaming thing, right? the gaming with Collective Shout. I'm going to link to Madam Savvy, and there's some of these other video channels that I'm linking videos to, and you'll see it in my feed here about gaming censorship going on. That's yet another one. See, we're being like bombarded with all this stuff. But the one thing that sticks out as not being just a distraction is the internet censorship ID verification shit. As you know, it's caused absolute chaos in the UK. And if you watch some of these channels, um, and if you do a search, just even on YouTube, of hashtag internet censorship and ID verification like this, you'll see a lot of videos talking about it. One channel in particular is this Chibi Reviews channel. He's been updating a lot of stuff on this, including this insanity today where they're labeling a anime flag as a like a symbol of hate or something. It's insane. It's just insane. But the thing that's different about the internet censorship ID verification thing is that it seems that that one is not just a distraction. Like they're really going to push forward. They're killing the internet. They're killing the internet. We have had an age of information, a modern day age of information, which led me to everything I now know and created my overwatchproject.com website over because I created this website because I had so much data that I accumulated. I wanted to put it in one place for people to share the information with. I mean, just the book section alone, all these different books, the links, the useful pages I added, like the Freedom Guide here, where you can try to get a bit better understanding on natural laws and freedom and your own individuality. My superpowers in real life section, I've been working on a whole research project with superpowers. So check that out and check out my playlist on that. That's available on my YouTube channel. And I have other sections there. All this was created because from like 1995 to about 2015, I'd say it was like in its peak and absolute state of wonder where you could just go online and research stuff endlessly. There was so much and now the internet seems all constrained, like it's literally dying, like it's being constricted. And government tards, which is all that they are, governmentally retarded people, are literally like a boa snake. It's just strangling the internet, right? And now they're doing this ID verification, internet censorship shit, and it's spreading around country to country. Even the UN is getting involved now. They have two different laws here in the U.S. called the Screen Act and COSA. You really need to watch this guy's videos here. And like I said, a lot of this stuff will be linked below, and you can check out my X feed for the last couple days. That'll be linked below. And if you don't, if you're on X, please subscribe to my X and subscribe to my channels, whether you're watching this on Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, or YouTube. And YouTube itself is doing this some kind of age verification now. And I went to the airport recently to take a flight somewhere, and I had you have to opt out if you don't want facial recognition. And if you look at what happened with that T app, they were doing ID verification, and they apparently, allegedly, from what I understand about the case, is they told their customers that they would delete the data after verification, but they didn't. That's what caused the breach to be so bad, apparently. I don't have all the details on the T app. I'm just going by what I heard. So allegedly, that's what I heard happened. So if you want to look into it for yourself, that's what I think it went down there. Sounds really bad. And the um, the whole thing is that if you go to the airport now, they want you to use this real ID. They're really clamping down on your personal privacy. It's like completely almost non-existent anymore. And one solution I thought of, is if you get enough people to be able to overcome, I guess, the peer pressure. I mean, you if they're going to take away privacy, then the one way to combat that is to act completely honest about who you are, what you believe. And instead of, um, I guess, instead of hiding because you don't want to offend people, it might cause everyone to just become more vulgar and offensive. And that's one way to handle it. If everybody just is okay with everybody else just spelling out their inside their internal thoughts out in the open, then we can overcome the control, because it's really about control, right? So they want to take away your privacy, so you self censor yourself. And if you can overcome the self censorship, you know that's one way. That's one option. I don't know. There's questions about Tor, if you can even trust the dark web anymore. There's um, I don't know. Somebody said they still trust Linux, but I have several issues with what's been going on in the Linux community lately. So that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. I just wanted to put this out there, and my I typed in instructions in Gemini to get this thumbnail. This is hilarious. I didn't even there's certain things that it added in here I didn't even ask. I said to make a movie poster for the final distraction, and I described the image. People distracted on their phones while a giant alien invasion is happening in the background, and there's a billboard with an attractive female selling jeans. And I think it nailed it perfectly, right? But it also added, they never saw it coming, literally. That was added in. I didn't ask it. And Blue Jean Bliss, find your perfect fit. I mean, wow. All right, so I'm gonna actually post this as a separate image on X. So if you want to grab it, download it, or whatever, it is a pretty cool image. Really says it all, right? So that's what I wanted to put out there tonight. Just everybody think about it. They are overloading. It's distraction on steroids now, and the only one I see is like they're really not going to back down on is this internet verification shit. And that's all I have for tonight. Don't forget to check out overwatchproject.com. Subscribe on X, subscribe on YouTube, hit the like buttons if you like my videos, and feel free to add. Did you notice any more distractions than the one I mentioned? Add them below in the comment section. And you can check out the links that I have here in the description section of the videos. All right, I'll talk to you all later. You all have a good day, good night, whenever you happen to watch this. See you. Bye.